Hello and welcome everyone to the week ahead commodity report, where we of course will be reviewing the markets for the week ahead. Now it's official, gold prices, they're now on track for their biggest and best year since 1979. This of course comes as no surprise considering the current macroeconomic backdrop that is fueling a perfect storm for gold, positioning the precious metal as one of the top performing asset classes of 2024. Now, at the beginning of the year, analysts at the Gold and Silver Club dubbed 2024 the year of the metal. Now we can see why. Fast forward 11 months on, it's fair to say gold is not just having a good year, it is having a great year. The world's favourite precious metal is having one of the best years in half a century. As gold prices continue their unstoppable run higher, scaling to new all-time record highs for a fifth consecutive quarter in a row, conclusive evidence shows that we are now in the early stages of a new super cycle for gold. Gold has been on a parabolic run since October of last year, running from 1,800 US dollars per ounce to score back-to-back all-time record highs, not once, not twice, but on 39 separate occasions so far this year. Last week, gold prices, they skyrocketed to a new all-time record high yet again of 2,790 US dollars per ounce, surpassing the previous precious metals all-time high set just 2 days earlier. Gold's record-breaking run has been nothing short of impressive. Never before in history have we seen the precious metal score multiple all-time record highs in such a short period of time. The big question now is how high will gold prices go for the remainder of the year? Only time will tell. However, one thing we do know for certain is that savvy traders, they're not waiting around to find out, because right now the precious metal is being driven by a multitude of bullish tailwinds, which includes escalating geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, which could rapidly send gold prices above $3,000 per ounce. We have growing instability in China's economy, which has forced Beijing to launch its most aggressive economic stimulus since the 2008 global financial crisis. We have central banks around the world, they continue to accumulate gold at record-setting pace, combined with the global pivot towards lower interest rates. We have ballooning global debt and uncontrollable government borrowing, which currently sits at a record 315 trillion. This in itself is yet another major catalyst fueling a global rush for gold, making allocation for precious metals in a diversified portfolio an essential necessity. Let's not forget the de-dollarization movement, which officially entered a new phase after Russian President Vladimir Putin unveiled plans for a new gold-backed BRICS currency at the 16th annual BRICS summit. The significance of this definitely cannot be understated, especially since the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, they now collectively control over 20% of the world's total gold reserves. That's substantial enough to move the market significantly. And last but definitely not least, it's the upcoming US presidential election, which is now only 1 day away. Historically, US elections, they're known to be extraordinary macroeconomic events that are certain to move the gold market significantly. This is largely due to political instability and the potential for shifting economic policies. The looming question remains how a Donald Trump or Kamala Harris victory will shape the market narrative for the rest of the year and beyond. Regardless of whoever wins the US presidential election on November the 5th, the fact is that both candidates, they are proposing inflationary policies guaranteed to unleash one of the most bullish backdrops for gold prices ahead that the world has ever seen. Regardless of whoever wins the US presidential election on November the 5th, the fact is that both candidates, they're proposing inflationary policies which can unleash one of the world's most bullish backdrops for gold prices in the months ahead. The US presidential election is not only a big event this week, but towards the middle of the week, we have the Federal Reserve. They will announce their latest policy decision, with traders largely anticipating that the Fed will cut interest rates again. And just in case that wasn't enough, traders are also being gifted with more lucrative money-making opportunities this week, with China, one of the world's biggest gold consumers, widely expected to announce another round of market-moving economic stimulus. Whichever way you look at it, One thing is clear, stars appear to be aligning for gold, which ultimately suggests it won't take much for prices to reach all new record highs in the coming weeks ahead. Extraordinary times, they do create extraordinary opportunities. When you consider the full magnitude of events that are currently unfolding, it comes as no surprise to see why gold is, of course, everyone's favorite market right now. If you've been kicking yourself for missing out on some of the biggest trading events so far this year, and you still want to make 2024 your best ever, now is the time to take action. With everything that is currently unfolding on the global macro front, 2024, it is officially on track to be one of the Gold and Silver Club's biggest and most profitable years in our 15-year history. Our clients have already made in excess of 6, 7, and 8-figure returns so far this year, and we're only at the beginning of November. To put that another way, the majority of our clients at the Gold and Silver Club, they've already made more money this year than they made in the entire 12 months of last year. So what we're seeing right now, it's nothing short of extraordinary. It's times like these, they make millionaires and billionaires out of regular people. Whatever long-term goal you're looking to achieve through your trading, whether that's to create a full-time income, a second replacement income, or just to earn a better return on your savings, now is the time to take action. Right now, you have an opportunity to make the final 65 days of 2024 your biggest and best yet, which, based on our research, it is going to be another blockbuster period due to all the current macroeconomic events that are unfolding. Definitely do not underestimate what you can achieve in the next 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months from now. Here at the Gold and Silver Club, we're consistently banking over 10,000 points profit per month, which we have transparently documented through our weekly videos. If you're trading at one lot, that's $100,000, or if you're trading at 10 lots, that's $1 million. As you can see from our testimonials, the majority of our clients at the Gold and Silver Club are utilizing our proprietary research-driven trading approach. They have already made in excess of 6, 7, and 8-figure returns, and we still have another 2 months left to go. All of our clients have already been fully briefed, prepared, ready to make the final 2 months of the year their biggest and best yet. If you want to join them in making the remainder of 2024 one of your best and most rewarding years ever, go to jointhegoldandsilverclub.com now to learn how our mentorship program can take your trading to the next level. Time, it is the most valuable commodity that we have. Make sure that you don't waste it. So with that, let's move over to the charts here. We'll talk you through exactly what we're looking at as we head into a new week. Firstly, we've banked the dollar index position. So as discussed with you previously, don't make things complicated in the lead up to a US election. Since we had China on their 1 week public holiday at the end of September, the dollar was a perfect opportunity after the Fed cut rates to fade this move and go long the dollar, where most traders had turned very bearish on the dollar. We built half a dozen positions here down at the 100 level. The rest is history. We've now banked the entire position, over 2,000 points banked with 6 positions on the dollar, and we've ridden that trade all the way up to the election week here. And now, of course, we're just taking the opportunity to lock in those profits. Super straightforward trade, windfall amount of profit booked, and now we've got capital ready to deploy once we start seeing election volatility kick in, which is already starting to show some massive opportunities here as we head into this week. Firstly, let's move over to, for example, palladium. So palladium, from high to low now, just over the last week, has dropped 1,800 points. Absolutely, palladium is a market we are very interested in reloading. The lower the better, especially if we can come back down towards the swing lows tested throughout this year. So palladium, absolutely have that on the radar. Palladium prices over the month of October at the peak of the move broke out 20%. As discussed previously, do not get complacent. Make sure that you're constantly locking in profits and bricklaying those profits as you go along. Now I'm seeing a nice setup for palladium. You can imagine if traders had not booked their profit, it's essentially now corrected from the highs to the lows, 1,800 points, now setting up for a great opportunity. Same situation on platinum. If we were to see another sell-off back down towards the price swing lows, absolutely very interested in adding further exposure to this market, reloading, rinse and repeat, buy low, sell high. You know how it goes. So you just need to be patient at the moment. Over the last week, from high to low here, platinum prices, they've broken down 700 points. I'm looking for further downside here over the month of November in order to redeploy capital at much lower prices. Now with gold and silver, as you know, we remain with our core position. One position we did take the opportunity on was the previous week. As I mentioned with silver, we locked in 1,100 points here. Profit, one of our core positions, we just banked it entirely. So we're only now just keeping one core position left on silver and one core position left here on gold into the elections this week. Gold prices right now, they're still slightly up on the day at the moment. You could very easily get another reattempt to break out to all-time record highs here on election week volatility, which we would look to capitalize on further upside. If not, yes, absolutely, I would welcome lower prices, but absolutely I would not FOMO at these higher prices. We just keep our core position on. I'll use events this week for potential exit liquidity if we do get an exaggerated move to the upside and a break back above the all-time record highs. Same situation on silver. We're keeping a core position on. We've banked one position prior to this sell-off that we've seen over the last 3 days here. But now again, I'm looking to utilize this week's US election result as exit liquidity here. If we were to get another breakout attempt of the 12-year highs, back at the price swing highs here, just tested over a week and a half ago. They're moving over finally to crude oil here as well. We're keeping our 2 trades on oil here back at the price swing lows. As discussed with you at the time, massive opportunities to be accumulating crude oil sub $70 per barrel, back down towards $65 per barrel on the sell-offs that we saw over September and also October. Oil will be massively affected this week by the US election result. Once the dust has settled, either we're going to see further follow through, a breakout back towards the price swing highs, in which case, yes, we're looking to lock in further profits and start banking our lowest trade on this market. If for argument's sake we get a rollover, come back down towards the price swing lows, and even if we were to get an undercut of those and a sweep of those lows, then I would be very interested in further adding to our long position on crude oil. And of course, whatever your goals are regarding trading, whether that is to create a full-time income, a second replacement income, or just to earn a better return on your savings, now is the time to take action. If you want to maximize your money-making potential and thrive, not just survive in these fast-moving markets, you need to adapt your strategy to the current market conditions. Most importantly, utilize a professional, research-driven, and artificial intelligence-powered approach. One of the biggest obstacles that holds back 99% of retail traders from achieving their desired success, it's not having access to the correct professional strategies, institutional level data, and cutting-edge artificial intelligence insights to make confident decisions with accuracy and precision. There's a massive gap between the top 1% of professional traders and the bottom 99% of misguided retail traders who simply rely on outdated technical analysis, gimmicky technical indicators that do not work in these markets. If you want to get yourself out of that bottom 99% and into the top 1% who are actually crushing it and making 6, 7, and 8-figure returns in these markets right now, then you need to utilize a professional, artificial intelligence-driven approach, or you'll just end up wasting lots of time, money, and effort. You'll have no results to show for all of your hard work. In these rapidly changing markets, you need to be constantly innovating and evolving. Technical analysis, outdated technical indicators, they won't work. Those days, they're long gone. If that's all you're relying on, the odds are already stacked up massively against you. If you want to change your results, you have to change your thinking. If you want to learn our exclusive, data-driven and artificial intelligence-powered approach that is never taught to retail traders, only reserved for professional traders in the banks, the hedge funds, with access to powerful game-changing insights, including where the banks and hedge funds where they're buying and selling in real time, alongside the key liquidity zones, so you can enter and exit the markets with pinpoint precision. Further compound this with the fundamentals, the macroeconomics, the capital flows, the daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly, real-time, data-driven cycles and intermarket correlations, then you need to join our mentorship program. Right now, we're in one of the greatest eras of wealth creation that we have seen. If you want to successfully capitalize on these huge money-making opportunities, build significant life-changing wealth, there's no better time than now. If you want to upgrade your income, you have to upgrade your skills. Never underestimate what you can achieve in the next 3, 6, or even 12 months from now with the right guidance and mentorship. Time, it is the most valuable commodity that we have. Make sure that you don't waste it. If you want to join our community of successful traders, take your trading to the next level, there is an opportunity for you to do so. As a member, you get access to our exclusive live trading room webinars. You get access to real-time trade ideas, access to institutional research and market intelligence, access to our private Members Academy website, and also support and one-to-one mentoring. For more information, just go to jointhelivetradingroom.com. The link is also below this report in the description. So just click on the link, make an application. We will get in touch ASAP.